What is going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer and welcome to another video. Now in the background, of course, it's Devil May Cry 5, something I have been posting decent amount of. I can't say I'm new to the game anymore because I have about 40 hours in the game, and that's a substantial amount of time. I know it's not a lot, especially compared to a lot of my other games that I have played, like God of War, which is like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's like 1,000 hours, and that's a single player game. But I do have a lot of fun playing this game. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'll play pretty much anything, especially if you guys are open to suggestions. I'll sit there and listen to it. So be sure to check out my playlist, man. I try to play as many games as I can, try to, commentate them, or maybe try to make things look cinematic. You might find something that, you guys might enjoy. Now, in this video, I really don't have anything specific to talk about, so I kind of just want to casually talk to you guys about this game or maybe other games that I have played or games that you have played. This is something I kind of repeat a lot of in a lot of my videos because I'm very curious to know, what you guys like to play. Now, the reason I'm super curious about these types of things is because, I'm an open-minded person, especially when it comes to video games. I'll try pretty much anything. Of course, I do have my limitations, like it just depends on what I like. For example, when I started playing this game, I knew I was going to enjoy it. I just didn't think that I would get decent at it, and I think I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm definitely getting there. Now, I'm not on like the Dante must die type of difficulty level, but it's nice to see improvement. In pretty much any game, it's nice to see improvement, of course. This game, though, is the definition of just satisfaction. Just all that practice paying off, just doing cool things that you weren't able to do before. Speaking of the difficulty, I'm very nervous to actually play on Dante Must Die, mostly because, like, mechanically, I'm still not that great. Now, I don't want to say I got it down, because clearly that I don't really have everything down packed, but it's really nice to be able to play on the harder difficulties, or I guess technically on hard, and still do pretty well. And what I mean by hard is the Son of Sparta mode, because the way I look at it, it goes humans easy, then medium hard, and then you got the legendary, which is probably like very hard, and then you have the Dante Must Die, which is just, that's probably super, super hard. And I've seen a lot of people play it, and I'm a little hesitant, of course, because I still have a lot of experience to gain. But right now, I'm just taking everything at my own pace. As you guys can see, my very first playthrough on The Devil Hunter, it was all right. There are some S's. Some grades weren't so great. But to be fair, most of those levels came from V, and I'm just not a huge fan of him. I do think he's really cool. He's super unique. And, he can be fun, but compared to everyone else, it's just different. And as you can see with Virgil, I've just been killing it. Well, duh. To me, he's like the easiest character to play. He's just super overpowered and just super, super fun. But after playing as Virgil a lot, it made me want to go back and play Dante because he is just a different animal. And I posted a video of him yesterday. Basically, it's titled like Sloppy, but, getting much better. And that is still the case. There is a lot to learn, and it's all just by playing the game. It's not a lot to learn by, like, you have to look things up. You just got to figure it out on your own. Sometimes it can be tough. Sometimes you're overthinking things, or at least I am. I have an entire different view on this game than when I first started to play. Again, something I talked about before is that when I first started to play this game, it was just intense, man, and I just didn't think that would take the time in order to get good at it. Now, I do play a lot of other video games, so once I get bored of those, I kind of just find something new to play, and I've always liked this game. I just don't like being bad at games. Of course, I'll play them, but, the whole purpose of the reason why I play video games is to enjoy them, and for me to enjoy them, I have to get kind of decently good at the mechanics. And, this game is the definition of getting good at the mechanics. Now, to be fair, I don't have to be like the best in the world or even like top tier to enjoy the game. Anytime I play a game for the first time, that's all I'm there for. It's just the enjoyment. Whether it's like The Last of Us or a Spider-Man game, Ghost of Tsushima, it's all there just for fun. The content will come later. The enjoyment comes first, as it should. Now, like I said just a second ago, I have a whole different perspective on this game. So a lot of people that are good at this game, I feel like deserve a round of applause because, man, the amount of time that I have to put into this game in order to do those things is absolutely insane. I'm sure a lot of them don't even put a lot of time in the game. They're just insane freaks. But it's just, cool to look at it because before it'd be like, you watch and you're like, oh, this game looks cool. And then you try and you're like, bro, I suck. This game's too hard. And then you start piecing things together and you start recognizing how much time other people might have spent. And it's just something that I think is actually a really cool thing to look at. The reason I recognize this is because the game I consider myself to be the best at is probably God of War, and I spent a lot of time in that game trying to get good at it. And the reason I post a lot of that game is because I feel like I have a lot to offer, whether it's the the level 1 burden challenge, which I call the Spartan challenge, or just running around messing things up combo wise, commentating, whatever it might be. When it comes to the playlist on my channel, if you go ahead and click on it, you will see a lot of different games. Now, I don't just post and play them. I do, again, try to get decent at them, to a certain extent, so I can play on the hardest difficulties and have fun with that. Now, a game that kind of blew me away that I didn't expect to like so much, I'm not sure if my expectations were really low or, I was just in the right place at the right time, but the game like Doom Eternal. So I had originally played the 2016 Doom. I think that's when it came out. It was like the first rebooted version of Doom, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. But the difference between Doom and Doom Eternal are like two totally different games. And man, if you guys are fans of FPSs, that is like the go-to FPS. I'm not trying to like overhype the game and have you guys play it and not like it, so I'm not trying to be in that position, but something I absolutely enjoyed, I loved. If you guys are able to get it on sale or see it for free, absolutely loved it. There is some decent content in there. Some of it might be repetitive, but your first 2 playthroughs you're gonna absolutely love. Other than those hardcore games such as, this game, Sekiro, or even Doom Eternal, I do enjoy casual games. And to be honest, I probably enjoy them more. Games like Red Dead, you can consider God of War a casual game if you're playing it on normal difficulty, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, you can even consider Last of Us being a casual game. I love those games. I love just getting on, turning my brain off, and just having fun. Of course, getting good at the mechanics or understanding the game can make the game a whole lot more fun, but it's the amount of attention you have to put into those games. Sometimes you just go on and you don't care and you can still have so much fun, whereas like a lot of the games I said were hardcore, man, you gotta be on it, dude, and it can be a little stressful, but there's no other game more rewarding. As much as I enjoy Doom Eternal and these hardcore games, like I said, some games that I feel like are just super overlooked are games like The Last of Us, especially The Last of Us 2. Now, I'm not trying to say that it's not hyped. It did win Game of the Year, so like it is clearly a very good game. But I've seen a lot of people say that, it's just not that fun. And for the most part, I understand. I get that. But if you up that difficulty, it can just make the game so much more fun. That is something that I at least experienced. Now, I'm not saying to put that thing on Grounded. I don't wish that pain upon anybody. I do have like 2 or 3 different series playing on the Grounded playthrough. My very first experience was just pain, and then using whatever I learned on that playthrough to try to make the next one smoother, and then just combining all of those for the very last one, which was a very smooth gameplay for the most part. Another game that I feel like might be overlooked a little bit is the Star Wars Survivor. Now, yes, that game has more problems than a math book, but dude, it can still be quite fun. I did play it since release, and I did have a lot of issues. And of course, there was this really huge update to fix the frames. They did get rid of ray tracing, so it may not look as great, but it plays so much better. And as somebody that likes comboing in games and fighting games, that's all I really cared for. I do wish that game was substantially better, but again, one of those things where if you put it on a harder difficulty, or there's a perk that makes the enemies, way harder, they're basically just subbed out for late game enemies. Something I enjoyed, can be a little stressful depending on where you are. Again, another series I had uploaded if you guys are interested, and just had a lot of fun doing that. One last thing I do want to talk about, which might sound a little corny, but dude, I'm so proud with how far my channel has come, but not just my channel, how far I've come as a gamer, as a commentator, just a YouTuber in general. I've been doing this for over a year, and my channel might not grow as fast as other people's, but so far, right now, I'm entirely okay with that, because as long as I keep one-upping myself, that's all I'm here for, man. Well, not just that. I swear to God, I'm really here to talk to you guys about video games. I'm an advocate for gaming. I'm an advocate for gamers. I'm here to, talk to you guys about my favorite game, your guys' favorite games, all that stuff, and just have a good time with it. I do plan to eventually live stream or do some stuff like that, but right now, I'm just always trying to one-up myself, and there's still a whole lot of improvement to go through. Anyway, that's going to do it for my video. Of course, a sub, like, and comment would mean the absolute world. As always, I love y'all, and I hope you guys stay smooth. Peace.